Remember when margarine was sold as the healthy butter? I do. We fell for that once. Now, they're back with something even stranger. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Dustin, and butter is back. Grass-fed butter sales are rising. Margarine sales are collapsing, and people are choosing real food again, at least on a surface level. But now, there's a new player on the scene. Butter made from thin air. And you guessed it, it's backed by Bill Gates. This so-called carbon butter claims to be sustainable, guilt-free, and allegedly indistinguishable from the real thing. But should we trust it? Or is this just margarine 2.0? Over the last decade, butter has made a huge comeback. After years of being demonized, we're seeing grass-fed butter is gaining in popularity, whether it's the Costco brand or that other brand that we know of from Ireland, right? It's marketed with more nutrients, omega-3s, CLA, vitamin K2. Meanwhile, the popularity of products like margarine, who are sold to us as heart healthy, are now being exposed for its hydrogenated oils and being harmful. People are voting with their wallets. They want whole, minimally processed animal fats. Fake butter is out. Or so we thought. So what is this carbon-based butter? It's developed by a company called Savor. It's the startup. And it's backed by Bill Gates and his breakthrough energy ventures. Created from captured carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and methane. No cows, no crops. This fat is said to be chemically identical to real butter. Now, I found some early nutrition information. Now, this is subject to change. Again, this is very, very early on. This isn't even available to the general public yet. But we're looking at a tablespoon has 110 calories, 12 grams of total fat. 12 of those grams of total fat is saturated fat, as where regular butter has less than that. The kicker is there's zero cholesterol. We need cholesterol. And we know that cholesterol in our food is not what drives blood serum cholesterol numbers. But yet, this is one of the main reasons that I worry about lab-generated foods. And there's 50 milligrams of sodium plus emulsifiers, colors, like beta-carotene, natural flavors. Now, I've done a whole video on natural flavors, so check the description if you want to find out more about those. Now, just a quick rundown of the nutrition facts for actual butter, just for reference. For 1 tablespoon, 14 grams, there's 102 calories, 12 grams total fat, 7 of which is saturated fat. Monounsaturated fat is 3 grams, and polyunsaturated fat is 0.5 grams. Cholesterol, 31 milligrams. Sodium, about 2 to 90 milligrams, depending if you're getting salted or unsalted butter. And then there is vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin K, all of which are absent from this carbon butter. Why should we be concerned? Well, ultra-processing for one. Ultra-processing, as a history lesson, margarine, Crisco, Olean, seed oils, all marketed as healthy innovations, all turned out to be less than healthy. So there's always room to be mindful when something new like this comes out. I mean, realistically, just because a molecule looks the same on paper doesn't mean it behaves the same in the body. We have to be mindful of this. Nutrition red flags, higher saturated fat than daily butter, which is kind of strange that they would allow because you would think they'd be worried about the saturated fat. No cholesterol is a red flag to me. Yeah, cholesterol is vital for hormones, vitamin D, and brain health. They are building in MLCT oils, medium and long chain triglycerides. We don't know yet how decades of consuming tailored fats affects human health. We just really don't. And we won't know for a while. Now, real butter contains micronutrients and natural compounds that science still doesn't fully understand. Carbon butter strips away and rebuilds a version designed for scale, sustainability, and not nutrient density. Bill Gates owns more U.S. farmland than anybody else. He's a vocal critic for cattle farming and meat consumption. If products like carbon butter scale, they could reshape the food supply, pushing lab-based fats over traditional natural occurring fats, possibly with a government backing with ESG incentives. Now, what's the likelihood of these being unhealthy? Short term, probably safe to eat in the short term. It's fat, water, salt, and emulsifiers. In the medium term, unknown metabolic effects. Lack of cholesterol and altered fatty acid profiles may impact health in ways we don't see yet and may not see for a long time. Long-term, history strongly suggests that moderate to high chance of negative outcomes like margarine, and the problems only show up after decades of widespread use. And the core concern, and something that we should all be thinking about, is this food isn't designed for human wellness. It's a food designed for sustainability, patents, so they can sell it without competition, and corporate scalability. Now, I understand this is being made somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, in a 25,000 square foot warehouse, and some 5-star Michelin places are going to be serving it in the meantime. I think they're going to be even putting it in some chocolates this fall or this winter time for Christmas time, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know how long this butter as butter will show up on store shelves. I would imagine sometime in 2027 is what we see floating around the internet. Just the fact that we were told margarine was healthier. We were told seed oils were safe. Now we're being told that butter made from thin air will help save the planet. But will it save our health? Will it save your health? Will it matter to you? Does it matter to feed it to your children? These are all questions we have to ask. Bill Gates doesn't like cattle, or meat for that matter. And he's backing the butter of the future without a single cow in sight. Should we trust the people who sold us margarine to tell us what's healthy again? So is carbon-based butter the future? Or is it another ultra-processed food dressed up as innovation? I'm skeptical, because history tells us whenever food science races ahead of nutrition science, consumers pay the price. What do you think? Will carbon butter replace the real thing? Or is this just margarine 2.0?